Hey, this is a pretty nostalgic ass setup, isn't it? At least it is for me. Got some fucking architecture plans I need to draw tonight, but I don't know, I just felt like making a video. What about, I don't know. People are leaving comments on my videos. My last video I uploaded, which was just me, like, noodling on the guitar, got a lot of views for some reason, and some people commented on it. And that one cunt, you can just leave me alone. I don't care what you have to say. Actually, I may be being rude. That's not exactly true. Got my guitar in my hand, and, I don't know. No, yeah. This camera angle's too low. You know, I don't know why I make videos. Well, I do know. I don't know why I'm gonna upload this video. It's already really bad, but I don't know. I just... Who cares, man? Quality and control, it's nothing ever something you'll find with me, you know? Quantity over quality every day of the week, all day. So I started this new thing recently, since the last time I was making videos a lot, where I now keep a daily journal, pretty much. Although I fell off a little bit here and there, in some moments of, like, just, you know how it is. You fall off sometimes. You can't really stay on the wagon, on the horse, on the... Shit, and I actually think I fucking left it in my studio class, my journal, somehow, which is fucking terrible news. I'm gonna open that and read all my sensitive notes and entries. But it's actually fine. I kind of want someone to read it. I'm a bit of an exhibitionist. It makes me horny when people watch me, you know. I had a bad week last week. Nothing really particularly happened. I just wasn't in a good mood, and it was hard to enjoy anything, really. And I think one of the main things that really upset me was that I had stopped partaking in my morning routine that I started this quarter, where I would just take like an hour out of my day every morning, and I would just sketch like a figure or something like that. I've been doing a lot of practicing of figure drawing. And so every morning I would just do like a quick figure sketch, anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour, right? Just kind of thinking about anatomy and stuff like that from reference and what have you. And I've just been like happy every day. I was just like having a good day pretty much every day, right? And then I just like fell off it, another good one. And I had an epiphany, and what was happening was I was getting really stressed out, and I like wasn't sleeping. I was getting stressed out with schoolwork and stuff. I'm taking this Italian class because next year I'm going to go move to Italy. I'm going to move to Florence and live there. And I was taking this Italian class, but it conflicts with my architecture classes, so I can only attend like half of the classes of the week, and I basically am supposed to do independent study on my own, and I just haven't been doing that, basically, and I've just been like not even attending every class or doing any of the work, and so I was just really fucking behind, and like I'm like fuck, I'm fucked, And so that was stressing me out, and then I had like studio work on top of that, and I felt like I was drowning, and then of course I've got all those stupid like personal life anxieties with just interpersonal relationships that are always like bubbling about every so often. It's like just another thing, little spritz of that, a little sprinkle of this, and you add like a little tiny dash of that in this recipe too, and it's a recipe for disaster. Because what ended up happening is I didn't get my sleep. It was like, oh well shit, I don't have time to draw anymore. I don't have time to do the things that make me happy every day. I'm not going to journal. I don't have time to journal. I'm just going to be stressed out all the time. I'm not even really getting my work done that efficiently because I can't even think straight because I'm just stressed. And it's like a downward spiral of, I'm getting stressed out because I don't have time to do the things I like, and I'm not giving myself time to do the things I like because I have to get this stuff done, but I can't think straight because I'm not really enjoying myself, so then I'm not getting this stuff done, so then I'm losing more time, then I'm losing sleep, and then everything is just going wrong, nothing's getting done, my mood's decreasing, I'm having less ability to socialize and enjoy my time spent with others, and then I'm too stressed now. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to, like, socialize with you right now. I'm kind of, like, stressed out and I need to work. So then that was just making me more unhappy, and that's, like, kind of when I realized, like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Just, like, take care of yourself and have fun first, because first of all, you're not even getting any work done by, like, stressing yourself out. And second of all, like, that's literally it. You're just not, what you're doing wasn't working. So obviously fix it, and you're miserable anyway. So, like, get back to what works. So I sketched this morning, and I just felt a lot better. And I stopped being worried. Well, I got my Italian stuff squared away. I talked to the professor, and I'm just going to take the midterm and stuff on Wednesday. I need to study for it, but I can do that tomorrow, and that gives me time to do my architecture stuff today and, like, tomorrow, 2-ish. But, I need to finish it, but I don't really feel like it. I'm like, oh, I do feel like doing is making a YouTube video where I just ramble about nothing in particular. And you know what? I like to just do what I want to do when I feel like it, and that makes me happy. And honestly, I'm a much more efficient, productive person if I'm being, like, less productive, Like, I'm going to get this work done that I've been had open this whole time that I've just not been doing in, like, probably an hour after this. Like, it'll probably get done super fast, And otherwise, it would have just been me, like, slowly fucking doing it. I'm not I'm a procrastinator, but I'm not, like, a terrible chronic procrastinator, although I chronically procrastinate and it's terrible. I just mean, like, I need deadlines, I need a little urgency, like, I want to feel like I gotta do this when I gotta do it. Like, if I don't feel like, oh, this needs to get done, I'm like, well, then I just don't want to do it, So, yeah, call me a procrastinator, call me someone who is lazy, a slacker, say what you will about me. But at the end of the day, it gets done, and it meets my standards, Does it meet everyone else's? Probably not, but, I'm setting my own standards based on what I think is important. And do I think school is that important? Honestly, no, I'm not. I don't really think it is that important. Like, yeah, I need to learn as much as I can now, and, some of this work I'm going to do is going to go into a portfolio that'll help me get a job, but honestly, I think that it's less significant than other things in getting work. It's like connections, and nepotism, I think, is a lot more important. Charisma and just socializing. Like, people are always going to want to hire people that they like interacting with more than people who are better at the job or more qualified, usually. I mean, that's not actually a universal rule, honestly. I don't like editing my videos because I'm lazy. But I think that if I did, it would make them more compelling to watch and interesting. But the only issue with that is it takes time and effort and skill and knowledge and know-how. I have like one of these things, and that's just not enough, simply. So people tell me I should, a lot of people have told me in life, like, I should make a podcast, although it's been a long time since I've heard that often. I used to hear it a lot in high school. Man, I was fucking funny in high school or something, I guess. I'm not that funny anymore. No, I think I still am. But, I think it would be cool to do a podcast. The only thing is, like, you gotta think of topics, You gotta drum up ideas, you've gotta be, like, with it. You gotta be snippety, swippity, swooping. I would think all that really means is just have, like, a sheet of paper with notes written down, like, hey, here's the next topic to go on to talk to about, and I don't know, but well, I guess, like, I'll just start ranting about shit that I felt like ranting about. This is gonna be a long video. I don't think anyone watches my YouTube channel, really. For some reason, like 146 people watched me play my guitar on the last video, like, real shit. I just came up with, like, that little ditty song. It was, like, how I felt. It was pretty heartfelt. Like, it meant a lot to me, but I obviously didn't care enough to actually learn how to play it, like, well or properly or, like, memorize it, honestly. So it couldn't have meant that much. And I don't even know how to play that anymore. I'd have to, like, watch me on the video again to, like, relearn that song. I've been playing more guitar, though. I really fell off of it last quarter, in the last couple of months, kind of replaced by, like, drawing and just, like, a lot of nothing. Like, I've been doing a lot of nothing, but you know me, I enjoy nothing. Sit me down in front of a nice fucking wall splattered with paint, and geez, goddamn, dude, I'm a happy boy. I will fucking sit there and watch that goddamn paint dry, and the last thing you're gonna hear me utter is a fucking complaint about it, I love mundanity. Nothing makes me happier than shit that's entirely uninteresting. That's entirely a lie. All of that shit I just said is kind of untrue, except that I can really just sit down and be alone with my thoughts. But you know why? I need interesting things. I love things to be interesting, but the thing is, my mind is always clicking and clacking. The neurons, they're firing. My synapses are firing. The neurons are clicking and clacking. And I've always got something going on up here. And so you're listening to my inner monologue right now. And you're probably thinking to yourself, you've got something going on up there. This is fucking boring. Like, you're not even saying anything or talking about anything. Well, just wait. We're getting there. I love reading fantasy novels. I used to think life was some sort of epic quest. There was maybe some overarching goal or reason for any of this, right? Like, I'm on a mission, I'm on a quest, like, I have something to accomplish, I have to plug in my laptop, it's gonna die. You're like, wait, but aren't you, what computer is this? I have, like, a desktop computer, and you're like, what do you have a well, I don't know, I do all my schoolwork on my laptop just because, like, I take that to school, and so then I do the work on school, so I don't want to, like, transfer the files from this computer to this computer, I went to a party the other night, and it was really interesting because I went there with one of my friends. She brought me she brought me back, like, she had we went there after Shebang, the music festival that I volunteered at. I didn't even see Greg there, though, but that's alright. And apparently it was getting put on by, like, one of the bands. She was friends with them. So I went to this party with her, and it was just a really interesting scene because everyone there was either, like, a musician, in a band, or, like, a press person, a music media person. Like, everyone was in the industry, you know what I mean? And I've never felt, like, so much like a nobody in my life anywhere. People would come up to me and they'd be like, who are you? Like, are you in a band and I just don't know? And I'm like, I fucking wish. I kind of look like I would be in a band, right? I don't know. One of my friends, I've just made this new friend in my architecture class. He's kind of an asshole, but I like him still. You don't like people based on how nice or mean they are, really. Except when they're mean to you, it kind of makes you not like them that much, but, like, I don't know. I don't really expect that much from other people, so he's like alright. Anyways, he agreed to give me vocal lessons, and I was like, wow, that's actually really cool. Like, I'm excited about that, you know? So maybe one day I will be a musician, and I won't have to fucking work a 9 to 5. Also, I don't even think I'll have to work a 9 to 5 in architecture. I think I can work on salary and just make my own hours, probably, which would be pretty cool. Because working 9 to 5 sounds like the most miserable shit a person can do. I literally can barely even stand having to fucking go to school every day of the week for like 5 hours. You know, like that fucking kills me. Anyways, so this party, people would come up to me and be like, who are you? And I'd be like, I'm just this guy. Like, I'm nobody, man. And it was really interesting because, like I said, this was this weekend that I went to this party. Saturday night. It's now Monday. And this whole last week, I just didn't feel like myself. I was in a funk. You know, I was not vibing. I wasn't having a good time. And I've never felt more boring in my life either at this party. Like, people would come up to me, big eyes. They'd look at me all expecting me to tell them something, you know, expecting me to, like, have something interesting to say to them, and I just didn't. I couldn't. They'd come and they'd try hard. They'd try to make conversation with me. They'd be like, well, you've got cool patches on your jacket, you got this, that, oh, what do you, blah, 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 blah. They'd start some shit with me, and I'd, like, give them the most dry-ass response. I really tried, though. I really tried. It's just hard, I feel like, to be interesting when you're just not mentally in a good place, you know? And so I was just being boring, and I felt like offensive with how boring I was. Like, I don't even belong here. I'm a fish out of water. Like, these people are like, oh, you're just some guy, like, whatever. I mean, they were actually really nice and cool. They would probably not be thinking that. I actually, like, really enjoyed meeting them. I did. And after the party kind of cooled down a bit, and a lot of people left, and it was, like, a little bit smaller now and calmed down at the end of the night, and I'd kind of met everyone that was there now and talked to everyone at least a little bit. Like, it was a pretty pleasant environment, you know? And, like, I think, I stopped feeling offensive with how boring I was, and I was like, people probably just figure that I'm, like, a quiet guy or something, when I'm really not, but maybe it also just has to do with a matter of familiarity. Like, when you meet people for the first time, you're not really going to act with them like you do with your close friends, unless your close friends are with you, in which case, you know, that kind of bolsters your personality, but, I was just talking to these people like myself. I played chess against this guy in one of these bands, and I was doing really good. You know, the first time I ever had a chess tournament with my friends, last year when I first became friends with all, like, my friends that I made in architecture, we had a chess tournament, right? And I fucking won. And they have literally, both of these two cunts have just been beating me every fucking game for the last, like, year, and it drags me down. But I think I'm really actually getting way better now. I haven't played a game against either of them in a little while, and I think I could maybe win. I think I would win against one of them for sure, and the other one I'm like, getting hot on his tail. Getting hot on his trail. And it feels good. And I'm just decimating this guy in this game at the party, right? Just, like, absolutely blowing fucking chunks all up in his mouth. Like, riding him, you know? Fucking just pounding down this guy's fucking pieces. I got a free queen. I was just forking him fucking left and right. Got a free rook and, like, a free bishop, too. Like, I was just... benissimo. But then, I just blundered my queen out of nowhere and fucked up really hard. Blundered my queen, made some bad moves, and he literally just won the game with, like, a cheeky mate by pulling down a rook, and I had my king on the, you know, bottom file with blocked by pawns. It couldn't get out, so he just checkmated me like that, and I was like, fuck. You know, I was like, fuck. He was like, oh, this is a really riveting game. Like, we're going to have a rematch. He was excited. I think it was really so exciting. It was a real Couch Dog story. The name of the band is Couch Dog. I met this other guy there who's also a fan of chess, and I added him on chess.com. I guess that's my social media. Anyways, why do I tell you all this? Well, I have no idea. It's just on my mind. But back to what I was saying earlier about the whole idea of life being a story, you know. It really always struck me when I was reading novels. I think a lot of my personality was shaped by a strong interest in novels, fantasy, fiction. Maybe even The Fountainhead too by Ayn Rand, although let's not open that can of worms. Ayn Rand's a real fucking nut job. and a half, and I don't agree with her politics. I feel like such a fucking... I feel like a schmuck for saying that, almost. I feel kind of snooty. Like, yeah, nobody cared that you... Like, nobody's asking you to talk about our politics. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. But anyways, that book really touched me because it sort of represented life to me as this epic quest where you set out to achieve something great. It's like, no, I'm not going to be the next fucking Alexander the Great. I'm not going to be Howard Rourke, you know. I'm just going to live a fucking life, and maybe I'll be remembered, you know. Am I going to be the next Kurt Cobain? Like, probably fucking not, but I mean, it's possible, but it's also not even that significant, really. Like, I'm just going to live and then die, so I shouldn't focus on, like, some epic quest where I achieve something great or touch the world and move the fucking heavens and the earth in some grand ways. Like, ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter. Everyone dies. What I should really worry about is what I think the whole point, the story, the theme of Candide by Voltaire. And when I read it, I was young and naive in high school, and I just didn't understand it. I think I need to read it again, but I'm pretty sure I understand it now in retrospect, just from hearing someone sling a quote around from it once, and it was like, it all clicked. It clicked in that moment for me. And the basic premise is like, you can waste all your time thinking about these big questions, about the meaning of life, about this and that, you know? Ultimately, it's not going to fucking get you anywhere, it doesn't accomplish anything, and it's a waste of time, and it's not going to make you happy. What you should be thinking about is your garden, you know? You've got to tend to your own garden. And I think the concept of a garden, as Voltaire would define it, is something that just brings you joy in life, something that kind of like gives your life individually meaning, something very simple. I mean, super simple. Like, you like painting, you know? You like painting. I think I like writing or drawing or music, right? I don't know. I just like creative endeavors, you know? But it's just that shit. You just do that if it makes you happy. I really like socializing and, you know, the people that are important to me, the people I love, the community around me, and that's what's important. It's not important the whole wider scope of the world. Like, yeah, do your part to make the world a better place, you know, don't just be a cunt and take like an hour-long shower every day. I do that. I feel bad. I feel kind of guilty. I don't know. I feel like I should feel guilty. I'm a little too apathetic and fatalistic. I need to... I tried to take a shower today where I turned the water off when I wasn't, like, washing my hair. So I think I'm going to start trying to do that more. I don't know. I need to just start caring more. Like, I think I care so deeply about the world and the world's issues, but apathy is insidious and it infects you, you know? We live in an age of information where tragedy is so overwhelmingly prevalent in its presentation that it's hard to feel optimistic about the future of humanity. And I think that the major issue here is that it's hard to feel optimistic. It's not, there's so much tragedy. It's like we should be being more optimistic and trying to make the world a better place, and then that would manifest and there wouldn't be so much tragedy, you know? So it's kind of a backwards approach where we have to, like, start adjusting our mindset to the problem before the problem can be fixed, you know? Anyways, instead of worrying about the wider importance of your place in this global universal world, your country, this really wide scale of the industry that you want to work in, whatever, you should really just be focusing on your community, your closer inner circle of people. I think is what Candide advertises, where you make really good everlasting bonds with people that you can go through your life with, right? And you can all enjoy the things that make life meaningful, which aren't, you know, the Nobel Prize or achieving some fucking world-changing shit. No, it's enjoying time with friends, with the people you love, with loved ones. I think it took me a long time. Oh, I guess not that long. I'm only 21, but it took me until this year, I think, to realize that my life's purpose isn't going to be derived from some massive undertaking, and I shouldn't be killing myself over work or some shit like that I think will change the world. And it doesn't mean that I shouldn't try to do that. I still want to change the world and make a big impact on it, make the world a better place, but I should be taking care of my garden first and foremost. And that doesn't mean selfishly just like not caring about other people. It's the opposite, I think. It's where you do care deeply about the people in your life, but you just can't solve all the world's issues. You have to narrow your scope and focus on those around you. If everyone focused on the people around them and improving the lives of their community, I think the world would be a better place. I think if people took care of them, those people around them, it would take care of a lot of the people outside of your inner circles, because there would be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think exploitation wouldn't be so rampant and horrible if people just took care of each other in more intimate circles. But maybe I'm wrong about that because of tribalism, prejudice, racism, stuff like that. It's a lot easier to go and exploit others in another country or area, place in the world or whatever, when, you know, you don't really know them, or you can just other them, you know? I think humans are wretched, horrible, ugly creatures. I've always been a romantic at heart, had pretty deep conceptions of romance and love, and I like to think there is someone out there who, them and I, we can look at each other and say, yeah, humans are horrible, wretched creatures, and I hate them, but you're beautiful to me and I love you. You know? I've experienced that. Like, I have that in friends. I have that with people that I know. You know? And I think that I will one day be able to say that with someone. Maybe it doesn't matter all that much, though. You know? 3 out of 5 marriages end in divorce, they say. I mean, is monogamy an invented concept? Wolves pair for life, but did humans naturally pair for life in the wild? I don't know. I honestly don't really... I'm not sure they did. Like, maybe they did for a while, but for life? It just doesn't seem like it. But maybe it's also just a lot of the conditions of modern living in human civilizations, like societies just conditioned as it's advanced, that have caused that to no longer be as successful. You know, maybe it's not an innately unachievable thing, or it was inherently the natural state, but now that society and civilization has shifted and adapted and changed so much, technology has just fucking accelerated like crazy, then it's not so much an easy or viable prospect that succeeds as often. A little bit of water in this jug. You know, talking about the development of society and civilization really gets me thinking about cars. And I almost wanted to start ranting and raving about cars, foaming at the mouth. When I talk about cars, I fucking rave. I'm livid over the existence of the fucking things. I could talk at length over why all of these reasons why I hate cars. You know, I could fucking dig deep into how they have fucking ruined this planet and humanity. But I think I actually might want to make a fucking honest to goodness, honest to the gods, effortful, intentional video essay about that. And sure, I've seen a lot of video essays about cars. I've learned a lot of what I know about cars from video essays. And I'm not really going to be presenting any new information or facts that I went out and researched myself that haven't already been presented by somebody else who can probably make a better video essay than I ever could. But does that still mean I shouldn't? I mean, it'd be a concentration of information that I've, like, you know, it'd be a compilation of information that is novel in the way that it's all compiled. Like, you're not going to find all of the same information in one place if I were to make that. Like, I feel like I have a fucking abyssal chasm of depth to expound on when it comes to the issue of cars. The only issue is that it takes a lot of time. I don't really have time for that, but I mean, I have the summer. I mean, it sounds like I'll be kind of busy this summer. I'm going to Costa Rica for a surf trip. Guess what? I haven't gone fucking surfing in like 4 months, man. I probably suck ass right now. Yeah, you heard me right. I need to go surfing fucking ASAP. So that's definitely on my agenda of things to do soon as fuck. I'm going to Sick New World Festival this weekend. It's, okay, I don't know what the point of this video is. Like, I'm literally just talking to myself. Maybe that's just what somebody needs sometimes. I mean, I already felt fine. I was just, like, procrastinating doing this work. I think I'm gonna get back to this work now, though. Eat some ass or something. You know? Get somebody to toss your salad and just relax a little, man. Fuck, dude! You know? Just get your salad tossed. Chill out. Relax a little. Okay. This video has gone on. Yikes.